So happy Monday, and thank you so much for joining me in today's stretch and core. Hope you had a wonderful long weekend and Christmas if you celebrate it. As I was saying, body weight core, but if you have a weight or water bottle, you can always add that for that extra resistance. For today's class, we have we have 6 exercises that we will be doing for 3 rounds, 1 set per exercise. 35 seconds of work and 15 seconds of rest will be the timing for the entire 3 rounds. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate our 6 exercises. We're going to start on our back, feet flat, legs bent, arms over our chest. We're coming up for 3-level crunch. So coming up, just the shoulders are up, then half the back, and then the entire back. And then you're back down to repeat those 3 different levels, making sure you're keeping that chin off that chest to really engage that core and not use your momentum. Then our second exercise, staying on our backs, we're going to extend those legs. We have a leg raise to a hip lift. So as you raise those legs up, you're going to bring those hips just slightly off the ground, engaging your lower core. Our third exercise, we have bicycle, hands by our head, legs are still extended, and we're going to lift our head up, bring an elbow to that opposite knee, just like we're riding a bike while laying on our back. Then we're going to go ahead and bend our legs, keeping it on our back, feet in the air. We're going to swing our arms around to touch our heels, making sure those shoulder blades come off, laying back down, and then extending those legs out. Bring it back in, tap it up, and then extend it out, making sure when you extend it out, nice pelvic tilt, lower back, nice and flat. And then our fifth exercise, we have a cross-body V up, arms over our heads, legs extended. We're going to raise one leg up, and as we do that, bringing our hands to the outside of that leg, and then switching sides, trying to keep that leg as straight as you can, and then again, hands to the outside of the leg. And then our last exercise will be in a V-sit, so sitting on our bottoms. We're going to have our heels up, legs bent, arms out, and you're just going to extend the legs out and back in, making sure you keep that nice straight back, nice balance on your bottom. And of course, as we go through each exercise, I will go ahead and tell you guys any modifications if you need to use those. So we'll go ahead and get started with that 3-level crunch. And again, if you have a weight, this is where you can grab it, keeping those arms over your chest, feet flat, legs bent. We're coming up 1, 2, and then 3. Chin off the chest. We are getting started in 3, 2, 1. Shoulders up, back down, half the back, and then the entire back. Keeping that chin off that chest, really engage your core. We're already more than halfway there. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Let's rest. Extend those legs out. We have our leg raise to hip lift. If you need that modification, you can bend the leg and do that reverse crunch into that leg extension instead. In 3, 2, 1. Raise the legs up. Lift those hips. Modified. Those legs stay bent. Bring the knees in to lift the hips up, and then just extend the legs straight out. So your 2 options, that reverse crunch to that leg extension or that leg raise to the hip lift. 5 seconds. 2, 1. We are resting. Keep those legs extended, hands by your head. We are going to bike it out with some bicycles. Elbow to that opposite knee in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. Go nice and slow, quality over quantity, and only extend those legs as low as you can. You can always kick those legs up in the air to make it a little easier for you. 10 seconds. 2, 1. We are resting. Keep those legs bent, feet in the air. We have our heel taps, swinging those arms around, laying down, and then extend the legs out. Nice pelvic tilt in 3, 2, 1. Swing the arms around, tap those heels, bring it back down, push those legs out, press that lower back into the floor. 15 seconds remaining. If you need to, that modification, instead of extending the legs out, you can keep the legs bent and just drop the toes down. Let's go ahead and rest. Extend the legs out one more time. Cross body V-ups, arms over our heads. As we sit up, you're kicking one leg in the air in 3, 2, 1. Bring it on up. And if you have a weight, perfect time to hold this in your hand. Just over 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's sit it on up. We are coming into our V-sit position, sitting on our bottoms, legs bent. We're going to raise our feet off and balance as we extend those legs in and out in 3, 2, 1. Feet off the ground. Extend those legs in and out. If you need that balance support, you can put your hands behind your back and kick it in and out. Modified version. Or you can hold those hands up, a little bit more challenging, a little bit more of a balance. Keep that back nice and straight, shoulder blades back. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's lay it back down. We are starting round 2. Back to those 3 level crunches. Hands over your chest. Coming up on 3 different levels in 3, 2, 1. Just the shoulder blades up. Then half the back. Then the entire back off the ground. If you made it through 1 round, we just have 2 more to go. With just over 10 seconds remaining. And then we are coming into our leg raise hip lift. 2, 1. We are resting, legs extended. If you're doing the leg raise, or you can bend them if you're just doing your reverse crunch, modified knees in. Otherwise, raise those legs up, in, now. Let's bring it up. Hips off the ground. Again, that modified version, keeping those legs bent, tucking the knees in to lift the hips up, and then extending the legs out. Five seconds. 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. Keep those legs extended. Just bring your hands by your head for our bicycles. Elbow to our opposite knee in 4, 3, 2, 1. like it out, nice and slow. And if you need to, you can extend the legs, kicking them straight in the air to make it a little bit easier. Ten seconds. Keep going. Breathe through it. 2, 1. We are resting. We're going to pick our feet up. Keep those legs bent. Swinging the arms around for our heel taps to leg extensions. In 3, 2, 1. Swing those arms around, shoulders up, tap the heels, lay it back down, extend those legs out, keep that lower back nice and flat, pull that belly button into that spine. If you need to do that modified version, you're still tapping your heels, but instead of extending the legs out, you're just going to drop the toes down, still pressing that back nice and flat. 10 seconds. 2, 1. Let's rest and come into our cross body V-ups. Legs extended, arms over our head. Raising one leg in the air. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Hands coming outside of whatever leg you are raising. Still keeping that chin off your chest. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's sit it up. Legs slightly bent. We're going to raise those heels up. Again, you can either keep those hands off the ground or you can have those hands behind you to support you. Either way, we're starting in 3, 2, 1. Raise those feet up. Extend it out, in, out, in. If you have those hands behind you to support you, same thing, just out and in. Slight bend in those elbows. Just over 10 seconds, and then we are starting our final round. 2, 1. Let's rest. Bend those legs. Lay it down. 3, level crunch. We've got 2/3 of this workout done. Final round starting in 3, 2, 1. Shoulders up, down, half the back, down, full back off the ground. Again, if you have extra resistance, a weight, water bottle, feel free to hold that in your hands over your chest. Just make sure that chin stays off of your chest. Final time. We are doing this exercise today, just 10 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1. Let's extend those legs out for our leg raise hip lift. Or if you're modifying it, you can keep those legs bent and feet in the air. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. You're either tucking those knees in, hips lift, or you're raising the legs up and hips still lift. 5 seconds. Give me one more rep, one more. Let's rest. And we are coming into our bicycles, legs extended, hands by our head, elbow coming to that opposite knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. Twenty seconds, and then we will be halfway through this final round. Just 10 seconds to go. 2, 1. We are resting, keeping those legs bent. We're going to bring our feet in the air, heel taps to our leg extensions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swing the hands around, tap those heels, shoulders up, lay it down, extend those legs, belly button into the spine. If you're doing that modified version, instead of extending the legs, just tap the leg down, lowering it, keeping those legs bent. Five seconds. 2, 1. Let's bring the legs back out. Arms over our head this time. Cross body V up. Bringing those hands to the outside of the leg that we raised in 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. And if you have that weight, feel free to use it. Keep that chin off that chest. 20 seconds remaining, and then we only have one more set left. Single digits. 2, 1. We are sitting it on up. V-sit. This is it, our last set. And then we will get into our stretching portion. Legs bent, feet coming up in 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Extend those legs in and out. If you need that extra support, you can place those hands behind your back and then keep those legs in and out. Final 15 seconds of this entire workout. Keep it going. Keep that back straight. Engage your core. 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. We will rest. Grab a quick sip of water. Towel off if you need to. And then go ahead and meet me sitting crisscross. Whew. We will go ahead again, focusing on that breathing. Nice big inhales through our nose. Nice deep exhales out through our mouth. We're going to inhale our arms up, sitting up nice and tall. And we're going to exhale into a spinal twist. So right hand on that left knee, left hand behind the back, looking over that left shoulder. Go ahead, take 2 nice deep breaths here, in and then out, in and then out. Now we're gonna inhale back up, arms coming overhead, nice and tall, and then exhale, right hand, left knee, or left hand, right knee, right hand behind the back, turning over that right shoulder. 2 deep breaths. Then let's go ahead, inhale it back up, arms up, and we're gonna do 1 more on each side. Go ahead, exhale it, twisting to the left. We're just gonna do 1 nice deep breath here, in, and then out. Inhale those arms over our head, up nice and tall, exhale it to the right. Again, 1 nice deep breath, in, and then out. Go ahead, inhale it back, center, arms over our head, We're going to bring our hands together and down in front of our chest, interlock those fingers, and we're going to push those palms out, rounding out the shoulders. And then let's go ahead, inhale it back. Hands coming up overhead. And then let's exhale those hands down behind the back. And then we'll once again interlock those fingers and raise those hands up. A little shoulder mobility. Try to bring it up as high as you can. Not too painful though. Should be a nice light stretch. And then let's go ahead, exhale our hands down to our back. We're gonna push those hands down towards the ground. And then we're gonna tilt our head to the left, bringing that left ear to that left shoulder. Still pushing those hands towards the ground, just to get that little bit of an extra stretch. And then let's go ahead, inhale it back center. And then exhale it, right ear, right shoulder. Still pushing those hands down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale it back up. We're gonna do one more time. Exhale it, left ear, left shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up. And then exhale it, right ear, right shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Inhale it up. Release those hands, place them on your knees. Take a nice big inhale, tall spine. Exhale, chin to chest. And then we're going to take our hands and place them on the base of our skull. Interlock those fingers. Bring those elbows close together. And just let gravity pull down on your head, stretching out your upper back. In a moment, we're going to take a nice big inhale through the nose. And when we do, we're going to look up, we're going to look forward, and then open our elbows, squeezing those shoulder blades back. In 3, 2, 1. Inhale it on up. Looking up, squeeze those shoulder blades back. And then go ahead, exhale it back down, closing everything back down. Relax those shoulders. Again, just let gravity pull. Gonna inhale again in 3, 2, 1. Inhale it up. Squeeze those shoulder blades back. Eyes should be looking forward. And then let's exhale it back down. Gonna do one more in 3, 2, 1. Inhale up. Squeeze those shoulder blades. And then exhale it back down. Slowly release those hands back to your knees. And we're going to go ahead and inhale and raise our head. Now we're going to go ahead, place those hands in front of ourselves to push ourselves on up. And then we are going to uncross those legs, keeping the feet together, knees out wide. We're going to sit our bottom on our heels and then slide those hands forward into a child's pose position. Opening up our lower back now, just chin to chest. I'm going to go ahead in 3, 2, 1. Lift the forehead, slide those hands back, still seated on our heels. We're going to take our left hand, flip it over and bring it across, threading that needle, coming all the way until that left shoulder is down on the ground. Head should be looking towards the right. We're going to take our right hand and twist it up into the sky. Try to look up at that hand. Now you can either keep your hand here if this feels good, or if you want a little bit of that shoulder stretch, you can bend that right arm, bringing the back of your hand to the left side of your back and then pulling that elbow away just to get a little bit more of that shoulder stretch in. Make sure those hips are nice and even though. You shouldn't be sitting, leaning more on one side or the other. And then let's go ahead, bring that right hand back in the air if you've twisted it. And then we're going to place it on the ground, slowly pressing up, bringing that left hand back down, or left palm back down. Now we're switching sides. Right hand's coming up, flip it over, thread it through that left side until that right elbow drops, or right shoulder drops. And then go ahead, bring that left hand into the air, twist to try to look up at it. And then again, you can either stay here or you can bend it behind, making sure the back of the hand is on the back, palm facing away, and then you're pulling that left shoulder slightly away from you to get that stretch in. Hips are still nice and even. 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand back in the air if you've twisted it. Place it down on the ground. Let's go ahead, press it back up. Next, we are going to come on up from our heels into a high kneel. Bringing those knees a little bit closer so that they're hip width. Keeping that right knee down, we're going to take that left leg, step it forward, but at a slight angle, so diagonally, and then you're going to shift those hips forward almost into a little bit of a lunge. That left arm, you're going to bring it down and almost push that knee away from you. Should be feeling a stretch in your left inner thigh and a little bit of a hip opener right now. And we're going to take that right arm and just extend it out diagonally. 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand back, push the hips back, bring that left foot back, and then let's switch sides. Right foot out at that angle, lean into that lunge. Right arm is down, pushing that right knee away. Left arm comes out diagonally. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, bring it back, push the hips back, step that left or that right foot back. And now we're just going to step that left foot forward again, this time coming completely forward. Coming into that low lunge, you want to make sure that your knee and ankle are aligned. Just sink those hips, opening up your right hip flexor. 3, 2, 1. Let's push the hips back, extend that left leg, raise the left toes up, and then fold it forward into this hamstring stretch. You can bring the hands down to the ground to help support you as you balance. 3, 2, 1. Push the hips back forward. Let's step that left foot back. And now let's step that right foot forward. Switching sides. Again, knee and ankle should be nice and lined. Sink those hips leaning into this lunge. And then we will go ahead and push the hips back, extend that right leg, lift the toes, fold it forward, hamstring stretch. 3, 2, 1. Push the hips back forward, bend that right leg, step it back, and then we are going to slowly lower our chest to the floor, legs extended. You're going to place your hands, keep them down on the ground. We're going to take our right foot, pick it up, and pull it towards us as close as you can. You can either stay here, or if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can come up onto your forearm. And then if you want even deeper of a stretch, you're going to bring that hand right under that chest, press it up into almost a cobra, and then pull that foot still closer towards you. Should be feeling this stretch in your quad, front of the thigh. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, release that right foot. Slowly lower back down if you've raised up, and let's switch sides. Left leg, pulling that ankle towards you. Again, you can stay on your hand or come up onto your forearm, or you can extend that right arm up into that cobra. Just make sure that hand stays under that shoulder and that the hips are nice and even. Don't rotate as you pull that leg. Hips should be even, nice and squared. We have 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, release that left leg. Slowly lower your chest back down to the ground if you've come up. And then we're going to come into a downward dog position. So pressing up and pushing those shoulders back, upside down V. We're going to pedal out those heels, stretching out those calves. Maybe you hold it down on one side for a few seconds, and then you switch, depending on how tight or loose they're feeling today. And then we will go ahead and slowly walk our hands back to our feet, forward fold. And then we will finish off by rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, nice and slowly, until we are nice and tall. That is all I have for class today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. If I don't see you in any of my classes, have a great new year, and I will see you in 2021.